I remember the first time I saw the academic top 10 list at my high school. It was like stumbling upon the Holy Grail, except instead of a shiny cup, it was a piece of paper taped to the wall, filled with names that seemed to glow with an otherworldly light. I stood there, staring at it, my heart racing. It was as if I had discovered the secret to life itself. And there it was, just a few grades away. I wanted my name on that list so badly, I could almost taste it. Spoiler alert, I never made it. The first step in my quest was to devise a strategy. I approached it like a military operation. I had my notebooks, my highlighters, and an arsenal of caffeine in the form of energy drinks that I convinced myself were brain fuel. I even created a color-coded calendar that would make a kindergarten teacher weep with envy. I was ready, or so I thought. The first thing I learned was that high school is a competitive jungle. It's like Survivor, but instead of being voted off the island, you get a B-ball in chemistry. My first challenge came in the form of a pop quiz. I walked into class, blissfully unaware that my teacher had decided to test our knowledge of the periodic table. I had studied everything but the periodic table. I mean, who needs to know that hydrogen is H and oxygen is O? I thought I was going to ace the quiz on Shakespeare. Spoiler alert, I didn't. Then there was the infamous group project. I teamed up with the overachievers, the ones who could recite the entire textbook from memory. They were great, but they also had this strange ability to make me feel like I was dragging a boulder uphill while they floated effortlessly beside me. I did my best to contribute, but it turns out my idea of teamwork was mostly Googling facts and pretending I was a valuable member of the group. When we presented, they dazzled the teacher with their charisma, while I stood awkwardly in the back, nodding like a bobblehead. As the semester wore on, I realized that my social life was disappearing faster than my chances of making that top 10 list. I was spending more time with my textbooks than with my friends. My weekends turned into marathons of studying, punctuated only by brief, panicked moments of existential dread. I would sit there, surrounded by a fortress of textbooks, wondering if I was sacrificing my youth for a piece of paper. But, hey, at least I was going to be on that list. Right? Wrong. Midterms rolled around, and I was convinced I would finally show my teachers what I was made of. I walked into the exam room, armed with a pencil and a prayer. The first question was a curveball, something about the economic implications of the War of 1812. I stared at it like it was written in ancient Greek. I had studied the War of 1812, but apparently I had missed the memo about the economic implications. I scribbled down something that resembled an answer, but I was pretty sure it was more like a haiku than an economic analysis. After the grades came back, I found myself in a familiar spot, just outside the top 10. I was like a contestant on a game show who had just missed the final round. Thank you for playing. Here's your consolation prize, a lifetime of mediocre grades. By the end of the year, I had come to terms with my fate. I didn't make the top 10 list, and you know what? It was okay. I learned that there's more to high school than grades. I discovered the joy of spontaneous pizza parties, late-night study sessions that devolved into gossip fests, and the realization that sometimes the best memories are made outside of the classroom. So I may not have made it to the top 10, but I did learn how to make a mean pizza roll, and honestly, that's a skill I can take into adulthood.